Good morning, friends. As I promised, I am bringing my second video. Today we are going to discuss about the IUPAC nomenclature. The IUPAC nomenclature, I will give one example. Mr. Baddam Bhaskar Sharma. See, this name, if we divide into 4 parts, then this one, Mr., it is called as the prefix. Baddam, it is called as the word root. Bhaskar, it is called as the primary suffix, and this is called as the secondary suffix. It means the IUPAC name, it is the combination of composition of the prefix, word root and suffix. If you want to write, first prefix will come, followed by the word root, which is followed by the suffix. Prefix, word root and suffix. We have to discuss here one by one. What is prefix, what is word root and what is suffix? When it comes to the prefix, which we are fixing before the word root, let me give one example for this. Just see this example. When it comes to its name, it have the 4 carbons. That's why it is called as the butane, when 4 carbons will be there. And you might be know, this will be come at the first position, this carbon, this will be second, this will be third, and this will be fourth. I will explain why we are giving numbering in this order. Why this acid group it is going to get the first position. In this case, you can see, I will write the name for this one, 3-chloro, because third position chloro group is there. Then it will be having the 4 carbons. 4 carbons means it is called as the but, that is the butane. Then first position acid group is there. Then I will write the 1 oic acid, 3-chloro, 4-butane, 1 oic acid. Then this chloro it is called as the prefix. Then but, what it is there, but, only but. But is nothing but it is having the 4 carbons. But is the word root. Then here you are observing N is nothing but it is the normal chain. It is saturated. Then this is the primary suffix. This oic acid, it is the secondary suffix. the word root we are deciding based on the number of carbons. Here you can see one carbon, it is called as the word root is the meth. Two carbons, word root is the eth. Three carbons, word root is the prop. Four carbons, word root is the but. Five carbon, word root is the pent. Six carbon, word root is the hex. Seven carbons, word root is the hept. Eight carbons, word root is the oct. Nine carbons, word root is the non. 10 carbons, word root is the dec. Always before the word root. That's why I told. Before the word root, what we are fixing, that is called as the prefix. Before the word root. In any compound, if we are fixing before this word root, that is called as the prefix. Prefix, always it will be the substituent, which may be not the part of the compound, which is not the part of the compound. See here, 1 2 3 4, these are all the part of the compounds. Only this one which is not the part of the compound, that's called as the prefix, which we will be giving as the substituents. Instead of chloro, you can take even here methyl group you can take, or any other halogen you take, like bromo you can take, or you can take the hydroxy. And at the same time, so we have to be observed that which is having the lowest priority than this acid group. The priority order I mentioned there, the functional group and its priority order from the high to low. Which one will be the prefix, what it will be called, suffix, what it will be called, and the priority order in the decreasing, priority of the functional group in the decreasing order I mentioned here. Then see here what I told, Mr. Badam Bhaskar Sharma. You might be observing, especially the foreigners, they are mentioning it is the title. Title means he is the Mr. or Miss or Mrs. or whatever it might be. Then next it will become the word root, means to the title we are calling as the prefix. Then word root is nothing but his main name. Okay, his main name. Then Bhaskar, his father name. Then Sharma, his grandfather name. Means his title we are mentioning as the prefix before his name. That's called as the word root. Then his father name, primary suffix. His grandfather name, secondary suffix. Grandfather name means usually it tells about their family. They belongs to Sharma family. Sharma family. Here you can see this acid group. It tells us it is the belongs to the acid. Acid is nothing but it tells about the family of this compound. This compound is belongs to the acid. Acid. By what? By the carboxylic acid group. That's why it is called as the secondary suffix, because it tells about the family of this compound. Then primary suffix, it tells the nature of the compound. Nature of the compound means it is N, if it will be have the single bond, double bond in, triple bond ein, like that. Okay, I hope you might be understood here what it will becomes in the IUPAC nomenclature, that International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. According to them, first we are writing the prefix, then word root, then suffix. Here the types of prefixes and type of suffixes I will explain now. First we will be discuss about the prefix. Prefix means already I told we are fixing before the word root. Before this word root we are fixing. That's called as the prefix. Here specially prefixes are two types. One is called as the primary prefix. Second one is the secondary prefix. Let me go through this primary prefix. What is this primary prefix? Always the primary prefix is distinguish the cyclo compounds from the acyclic compounds. Cyclic compounds which distinguish cyclic compounds from the acyclic compounds. For example, you can take how many carbons it have? 5 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbons. 5 carbon means word root what it will become? Pent. It is in the form of cyclo. It is saturated single bonded compounds. That's why the suffix primary suffix will come "ane." How will we write? Cyclo cyclopentane. Cyclopentane. Cyclo is what here? It is the primary prefix. Pent is what? Pent is the word root. N is what? It is the primary suffix. It means suffix always comes after the word root. Before the word root prefix will come. Here why it is calling primary prefix? Because it distinguishes the cyclic compounds from the acyclic compounds. It is in the form of cyclic. Acyclic compound for this one means that is the normal chain pentane. Like this CH3, CH2, 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 CH3. It is identifying that cyclo is nothing but it is in the in the cyclic form. It is in the cyclic form means distinguish of cyclic compounds from the acyclic. That only tells, especially it comes to know with the help of primary prefix. समझ में? प्राइमरी प्रीफिक्स में क्या होता है? वो साइक्लिक जो भी कंपाउंड रहता है उसको अलग करता है. किससे? ए साइक्लिक से. ये कैसा मालूम हुआ ये ए साइक्लिक नहीं है बोल के? क्योंकि यहाँ पर प्रीफिक्स मेंशन किए है साइक्लो. साइक्लो मतलब ये साइक्लिक फॉर्म में है, इसलिए ये साइक्लिक फॉर्म जो भी लिखते हैं साइक्लो, इसको क्या बोलते हैं? प्राइमरी प्रीफिक्स. वी आर कॉलिंग एज द प्राइमरी prefix. Now let me go for the secondary prefix. This is the secondary prefix. Secondary prefix always it is not the part of the compound. The substituent which is not the part of the compound. Remember that. Not the part of the compound. That is very important. For example, here you can see the secondary prefix. Especially this halogen. Chloro is the secondary prefix. Is it part of this compound? No. Which is the part of the compound? This acid group. But this is not the part of the compound. We are writing as the substituent. That's why always the halogens, especially halogens, and as well as the any halogen, then as well as the methyl, any alkyl group, and as well as the other functional groups. Other functional groups means, for example, here you can see acid group also there and halogen also there. Instead of halogen, I will write hydroxy group here. Just see what happens. No, see. What is the name for this one? It having the 4 carbon. That's why word root is the but. Okay, it is the normal. That's why means it having the single bond. It will become the ane as the primary suffix. Okay, then I will write the name 1, 2, 3, 4. I am giving the numbering in this way. I will tell you why I am giving in the rules of IUPAC nomenclature. First we have to understand here what is secondary prefix. I will write the name for this one. 3 hydroxy, 4 carbons, that's why I will write butane. First position acid group is there, 1 oic acid. Now see here, hydroxy and as well as the carboxylic acid. Both these are the functional group. This is also functional group, this is also functional group. But which is the more priority order I mentioned here? You see, acid group will come first, then the hydroxy group, here it will come. It means it is lowest priority, it will be have OH group when compared to the acid group. Lowest priority group, here just remember, lowest priority group, lowest priority group we are writing as the secondary prefix. Secondary prefix, which is having the highest priority, it with this one we are writing as the secondary suffix, not the prefix, suffix, which will comes after the word root. This is the word root, this is the secondary suffix. But here we are discussing about the secondary prefix. This is the secondary prefix, is the word root. I hope you might be understand the secondary prefix. Secondary prefix always that is not the part of the compound, that is not the part of this chain. It is, we are writing as the substituent for this one. Not only hydroxy, you can take any halogen, chloro, bromo, iodo, anything. All they are less prior than the acid group. That's why we are mentioning as the, this is the lowest prior group, we are mentioning as the secondary prefix. Secondary prefix. This is about the primary prefix as well as the secondary prefix. Now we will go for the suffix. Suffix is nothing but, already I told you, we are mentioning the suffix after the word root. After the word root. Here the word root is the but. But is the word root. An, because it is tells about the nature of the particular this compound. It is in the single bond, or it is in the double bond, or it is in the triple bond. This is the primary suffix. Which one? An. An we are writing as the primary suffix. Oic acid we are writing as the secondary suffix. It means what here? Always the suffix, it is classified into two types. One is the primary suffix, another one is the secondary suffix. Now go one by one. First we take the primary suffix. Primary suffix, always it tells about that composition of that particular chain, means that is nature of that particular compound. Nature of particular compound means, for example, you can take this primary suffix, means if it will be having the carbon-carbon single bond, it is calling as the ane. If it is having carbon-carbon double bond, it is calling as the ene. If it is having carbon-carbon triple bond, we are calling as the ine. Always this suffixes we are mentioning after the word root. Here an, I skip here, e is not there here, that is the part of nomenclature, that is the minus e plus oic acid when we will be write. That's why we will write only butane. N. It is called as the primary suffix. In means the compound having the double bond. that also comes under in the primary suffix. Triple bond ein, that also comes under in the primary suffix. Okay, whenever it tells about the nature of that is means degree of saturation, in the one word we have to be tell means the primary suffix always it tells about degree of unsaturation, degree of unsaturation, degree of unsaturation, it is going to be explained by the primary suffix. It is single bond in, double bond in, triple bond ein. See here, degree of unsaturation. Here it is coming, we are calling as the butane, Ane, means it is the single bond compound. That is the degree of unsaturation for this compound. It is going to be explained. That is called as the primary suffix. Now we'll go for the secondary suffix. Secondary suffix also we are mentioning after the word root. It tells about the particularly the family of that particular compound. It belongs to which family? It is belongs to acidic family, or it is belongs to ester, or it is belongs to the amine, or it is belongs to the mercapto, or it is belongs to the anhydride, or it is belongs to alcohol. It tells about the family. Always the secondary suffix tells about the family. Now you can see here butanoic acid, 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, oic acid is nothing but it is the secondary suffix. It tells this compound is belongs to the acid family. It belongs to the acid family. I will write another example also. Here see how many carbons it will be. How, what is the word root for this one? 1 2 3 4 5 carbons. That's why what we will be write pent. Word root is the 5 carbons, means it is pent. Now I will write the name for this one. Here the functional group, that's why I will start the numbering from here. 1 2 3 4 5. Now see here, any substituents? There is no substituent. Hydroxy group, it tells about the family, it is part of this compound. That's why we cannot write as a substituent this to this one, OH group. Okay, then what I have to write now? Pentane, 1 ol, because hydroxy group. To hydroxy group we are writing as the ol, not al, ol. Now you see pent, it is the word root. In this there is no primary prefix. Then ane, it is the primary suffix. Ol, it is the secondary suffix. Secondary suffix ol, always it tells about the this compound belongs to the alcohol family. Secondary suffix, that's why I told suffix, secondary suffix always it tells about the family of that particular compound. Previously I given the example for the acid. Now I am giving the example for the alcohol. Okay, this is the pentanol. All ol means it is belongs to the alcoholic group. This is called as the secondary suffix. Okay, next we will be go for the rules of the IUPAC nomenclature.